Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association. Thank you for joining me for another Leadership Friday. Really hope you're enjoying this time as much as I am. Today, I want to share with you a story that was shared with me by a dear friend. His name is Stan Beecham. Dr. Beecham is a coach to athletes, to executives, to CEOs. But I think the thing he's most proud of is his coaching of Olympic athletes. What he really focuses on is the mental capacity, the belief in what is possible. And there are some amazing stories in this book. But the story he shared with me has stuck with me for all these years, and I cannot shake it. It's about a coach at the University of Georgia. He was there from 1957 to 1981, and his name was Sam Mervos. Sam was kind of the first strength coach in major college football. One day, several of the players from the football team came in, and they'd been doing some research for a research project and how much TV is good for you and how much is bad for you. And so they asked Sam, they said, Sam, you got two young boys. How much TV do you let your boys watch? And Sam said, well, I'll let them watch as much as they want. And they were like, oh, you can't do that. It's not good for their brain. There's a lot of research. He said, guys, don't get me wrong. I let them watch as much as they want, as long as during every commercial they get down and do push-ups. As long as they're willing to do push-ups, I'm willing to let them watch TV. Well, they kind of wrote it off and thought maybe Sam was joking. But a couple of weeks later, he had his two boys into the field house. And one of the players remembered that story, and they challenged the boys to a push-up competition. About 5 of the football players got down with them. These are some of the best athletes in the world. And they started dropping out at 30 push-ups, 40 push-ups. Some made it to 50. But Sam's kids kept going at 60 and 70. Now, don't miss the point of this story. These were not kids who were forced to do push-ups all day, every day. They simply got good at it because they used the commercial breaks in their life and applied that to an end goal. Listen, the challenge is there. It's there for you. It was there for me. A couple of years ago, somebody challenged me and they said, hey, listen, you told that story. What do you do? And so I thought, okay, I'll put my money where my mouth is. And I got to tell you, I struggled to do 10 push-ups. And then I read where there were so many veterans that were committing suicide each day, and they were challenging people to do 21 push-ups. And so I jumped to 21, and then I went to 55, all the time doing them during the commercial breaks, between meetings, between commercials on TV, when my team would score a touchdown. I used those times to do something positive. I got to where I could do 100, 200, 300, 400 in a day, but never all at one time. Again, don't miss the point. What I'm trying to share with you is that change is doable, but you got to do it in bite-sized pieces. So often we try to eat the whole pie. I challenge you to eat a piece of the pie. Take a piece at a time and apply yourself to it and see what is possible. You say, well, I don't watch TV. Well, you have commercial breaks anyway. Maybe it's between meetings. You come in and you write a handwritten note to somebody. Maybe you pick up your phone and you call somebody and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Those are utilizing commercial breaks in a positive way. The second thing I would challenge you to do is utilize your time to its fullest. You only have this life once. What are you doing that's having a lasting impact? What are you doing to impact yourself? If you're not willing to invest in making yourself better spiritually, physically, emotionally, how do you expect to invest in other people? Apply it here first. Use the commercial breaks for something positive and apply it. Use your time to its fullest. Finally, the last thing I would tell you is you've got to be focused on a goal. Listen, we're all about to come out of this coronavirus situation. What is your goal after it? If you're simply going to go back and do what you've done before, you will fail. But if you're applying yourself to do something different, to be different, to accomplish the task, and are committed to that, it's possible. I know that because last year I set out on this undaunting task of doing 200,000 push-ups in 1 year. If you told me 5 years ago I would even try that, I would tell you you're crazy. But I did it, and I did it for those same 3 reasons. I believed change was doable. I had proven that process already in my mind. I was committed to utilize my time to its fullest, less during commercial breaks on TV, but more during breaks that I had at the office. And finally, I was committed to the task of doing it. I knew what the overall goal was. I knew how many I had to do every day. Listen, you are leaders. You were given this role, and you earned this role, not because you wanted a title that said I'm a leader, but because you wanted to impact the lives of other people. First, you've got to impact your own life. And then you have to go out there and live life differently. Set the stage, set the example for others. What are you doing differently? Change is doable. Use your time to its fullest and stay committed to the task. Now go out there and lead.